Hi, Math 1 students. I'd like to just walk you through the 1.3, 1.4 formative assessment. We have a test coming up very soon, next week, and problems like this will definitely be showing up. So let's read the directions very quickly right here. Determine if the following tables or table is an arithmetic sequence, geometric sequence, or neither. Determine if there's a common ratio, common difference, or neither, and state that value. Well, as we're looking at this first table, I hope you can see going from 50 to 25, we're dividing by 2. Likewise, 25 divided by 2 would be 12.25. And if we divide by 2 yet again, we would see that we jump down to 6.25. By the way, just to help you, you know that these numbers are decreasing. They're getting smaller and smaller. So naturally, you think, well, this could either be related to division or subtraction. And, at first glance, you might even think it is subtraction. You might think, oh, from 50 to 25, I'll subtract 25. But that pattern wouldn't continue. So when you're consistently multiplying or dividing by a number, we have something geometric. And when we have something geometric, we'll always have a common ratio. But this is where we have to be very, very careful. Dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. Notice I'm not even putting a times or a multiply out in front. This is simply the number that we consistently multiply by. Take a look at number 2. We're going from 10 to 13, 13 to 15, 15 to 16. At first glance, you'll say, oh, it looks like we're going to add a 3. But now from 13 to 15, we're not adding a 3. We're adding something different. A lot of times kids want to think this is arithmetic, but it's not. Arithmetic means that you are adding the same number each time. And we're not adding a 3 or any other number each time. That means that we don't have either an arithmetic or a geometric sequence. That also means we do not have a common difference or a common ratio. There is no value to put in. Likewise, over here from 20 to 17 and 17 to 14, 14 to 11, I hope you see that there certainly appears to be a pattern that we are subtracting a 3. And, as we've got this, very, very importantly, the big difference that you're seeing here is that we are subtracting 3 each time. So this would be arithmetic. Technically, we are adding a -3 each time. So we can say that we have a common difference. I'm going to write -3. I'm not really writing -3. It's a -3 to indicate I'm adding a -3 each time. Last one on this slide as we look at number 4. You can see that, and it's okay. I hope you've noticed that your table doesn't always start at 1 or 0. That's really not important. We're looking at these outputs. We're definitely paying attention to the y values. From 1 to 3, well, we're either going to add, you might think you're adding a 2, but adding a 2 to 3 won't get you a 9. Sure looks like perhaps we have multiplication, and we do. We're multiplying by 3 each time. So this is something geometric. Geometric sequences always have a common ratio. Notice what I'm writing for my common ratio. I'm not saying times 3 or multiply by 3. I'm just writing a 3 itself. The common ratio is the number that you're multiplying by. So that's slide 1. Let's real quickly load up slide 2. And it might take a moment to load. You can see as we are waiting for ClassKick to load. Don't get worried about that. That's going to happen from time to time. And I think it's just in our days of COVID right now with so much remote learning, we might see that you might have some delays. You can try to go back, you can try to go forward, and we just, of course, have to be patient. So hopefully this is going to load soon. Okay, so let's start by just reading this. We have to do a lot for these problems. We have to make a table, make a graph, describe what type of sequence, and support our reasoning. Looks like we're measuring dollars. We're seeing, she starts the year. Stephanie starts with $50. She earns $5. Here's that very important word clue, that little phrase, each week. The each week is going to be our input. This is going to tell us how often something is happening. Now, look at how I'm putting in units. So we'll have a week right here. We'll have dollars right here. If I may, I know we're not even talking about the graph just yet. But please, please, please realize that labels need to be set up for both your table and your graph. Get into that habit, please. But the start, whenever we start, we're going to assume that, our time, whether it's days, whether it's months, whether it's weeks, we'll call it week 0. She starts with $50. And then each week she earns, well, another way to look at that is to say that she adds $5. So we'll have 1. Here we've got a pattern of adding 5. Here's a 2. We're going to go up to another adding of 5. 3. We'll go up to 65. You get the idea. And here's 5. We'll have 75. And 6 would be up to 80 if we added a 5, right? So our table has been completed. For our scale here, for our weeks, notice how I'm using these grid lines to put a tick mark and then to put a number right by it. But I know if I'm going up to 80, guys, if I'm going up to 80, we have to be very careful. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lines. 12 lines. And, you obviously can't go by a scale of 1. If you go by a scale of 1, that's nowhere close to getting up to $80. Sometimes kids want to use a 5 because a 5 shows up, with the 55. You've got multiples of 5 here. But 5 times 12 would only get you up to 60. So we need something bigger. And I think a very common thing that kids decide to go by would be by tens. And you certainly may do that. You're welcome to do that for sure. There's more than one correct way to scale. And because we only need to go up to 80, I'm going to stop right there. But we'll say 150, I'm going to put a nice clear dot. 255, that's right in the middle right there. 360, that's right here. 465, well, that's right there in the middle between 60 and 65. 5, we've got 75. Or 4, it should be at 70, pardon me. I think I need to fix this up a little bit. Sorry, let's see, at 3, we should be at 65. Let's see, you know what? Let me fix this all over again. It's 050. I started in the wrong place, so sorry. So then we'll be at 155. Yeah, at 0, we're right here on the y-axis, so sorry about that. At 2, 60, it's just a way for you to check and make sure that this is making sense. It's going to be a line. 4, 70 is right here. 5, 75. 6, 80, we've got that. Okay, so obviously don't connect those points. When you start at 0, put your point on the y-axis. So what type of sequence is this? Well, this is arithmetic because the pattern is to add 5 each time. Okay, so let's real quickly take a look at our last one. I'm going to wrap up this video. We're making 2 videos, one video for the first and second slide, a second video for the third and fourth. So an Instagram account starts with 10 subscribers. So it sure looks like we're talking about subscribers. We're going to talk about each day the number doubles.